You are 16 years old. The Caribbean sun bakes salt into your blistered skin. The merchant vessel sways beneath your bare feet. The air reeks of rotting timber, cheap rum, and dried blood. You kneel beside the mainmast, scrubbing gore from last night's skirmish off the planks. You stare at the captured Spanish galleon. You calculate her hold's tonnage, observe her cannon placements, estimate her sugar and silver yield with terrifying accuracy. Broken down to the exact percentage needed to provision your crew and pay the governor of Nassau his cut. Sweat stings your eye. You don't blink. You scratch 3 numbers onto the inside of your bucket with charcoal. This is where the Empire casts its anchor. Not in a velvet captain's cabin. Here, breathing the stench of infection, analyzing naval commerce. It begins when you stop seeing the horizon as freedom and start viewing it as a grid of taxable maritime resources. You're drawing too much attention, a raspy voice murmurs. Your sworn shipmate sits on a coil of rope, bouncing his knee. He stares at a splintered wooden compass, his dead father's, that hasn't pointed north in a decade. Rubbing his thumb over the cracked glass. The gesture anchors his anxiety. Finish and let's get below, he whispers. 1 more year. Enough silver to buy land in Tortuga, a small tavern. Sleep without checking for knives. You nod. But inside, the architecture of maritime control is expanding. There is no pulling the anchor. There is only the bilge where you scrub blood, and the quarterdeck where you dictate who sails the West Indies. The only acceptable trajectory is a violent surge toward the summit. Level 1. The powder monkey, the deckhand. For 3 years, you are entirely expendable. A powder monkey, running powder kegs under cannon fire, boarding enemy vessels, enforcing the pirate's code. You learn the geometry of intimidation. If a captive captain lowers his eyes for more than 5 seconds, his resistance is failing. You calculate his breaking point like load-bearing vectors in a collapsing mast. Your shipmate works the same brutal shifts, but operates on empathy. When a merchant sailor begs for water, he secretly kicks a canteen toward the prisoners. You record this weakness. Empathy introduces compassion into a system built on terror. If merchants sense mercy, the fear architecture crumbles. A suffocating night, dense fog off Hispaniola. Your shipmate is supposed to signal when he spots the rocks, but he's staring at the broken compass in the moonlight, agonizing over yesterday's killings. He misses the window. You sprint to the ship's bell, ring it violently, screaming coordinates, redirecting the rudder 30 seconds before the hull rips open on the reef. You're changing, he tells you the next morning, hands trembling around his grog. You look at this crew like figures on a ledger. Figures don't bleed, you reply flatly, repairing a sail with precision. Flesh dies because it hesitates, looking at broken toys that don't point north. He places the compass on the barrel between you. First time he's surrendered it. The schism is widening. Level 2, the quartermaster, the operational commander. A rainy Tuesday in November, following a mutiny you orchestrated. You are elevated to quartermaster. Flintlock pistols replace the wooden bucket. Violence becomes management protocol. Your induction, the captain's quarters. The captain slides an iron brand across the table and points to a captured governor tied to a chair. Your shipmate waits outside, not selected. The first instant you calculate thermal temperature, skin density, exact pressure for compliance without lethal shock. You strike. The wet sizzle echoes through the cabin. Internally, it registers as an administrative signature on a contract. The paradigm shifts. You are the architect. Tailored velvet coats, Coastal fortress meetings. When the Royal Navy compromises a smuggling route, you don't fight. You find the Commodore's weakness, sabotage his supply chains through local merchants, bankrupt his fleet in 72 hours. Mathematical elimination. Your shipmate carries out orders with sickening reluctance. When you order a defaulting port town burned, he hesitates with the torch. You step forward and ignite it yourself, then categorize him as a depreciating asset. You compartmentalize him. No negotiations. Crow's nest duty only, where structural damage probability is lowest. You protect him strictly as risk mitigation. We control the trade routes, he says by the rail, watching a galleon burn. The compass cuts into his palm. We have the gold. Let's walk away. The hierarchy doesn't have an exit protocol, you reply, checking shipping manifests. Extracting a component from a working engine tears it apart. He looks at you with desperation. You find illogical. Level 3. The Pirate King, the apex predator. At 45, you are a maritime phantom. The Pirate King, absolute ruler of the seas. You whisper to European monarchs, banking conglomerates, and colonial viceroys. Your weapon is silence and an unblinking armada. When a royal fleet threatens your supply chains, you don't fight. You deposit £3 million of untraceable currency into the admiral's wife's offshore account, then leak the files to the king's press. You watch his career disintegrate at the gallows from your island fortress. No bloodshed, pristine neutralization. The empathy matrix is formatted. You don't sleep, you analyze variables. You occasionally remember a boy on a sweltering deck, a broken compass, fragmented data from an outdated system, overwritten by superior programming. Your quartermaster enters. A deckhand leaked smuggling routes to the Royal Navy. Standard protocol, public hanging. But he requests a final audience, claims a historical connection. 2 enforcers drag a broken, graying man into your study. Bruised, hyperventilating, cheap canvas clothes. A ghost of the boy on the rope coil. "Please!" your old shipmate screams, collapsing onto the mahogany floor. "The Navy found my sister's tavern, threatened to burn it. I only gave them old roots." He reaches into his pocket. No weapon. A small, splintered wooden compass with cracked glass. "My father gave this to me. We swabbed the decks together. You know me. Please." The enforcers await your nod. Silence. Only waves crashing against fortress walls and ragged breathing. You look at the compass. Every algorithm demands execution. Treason requires catastrophic violence. Commuting the sentence introduces mercy, the virus you ripped from your own chest to reach the throne. For the first time in 26 years, the processing unit stutters. A suffocating pressure rises in your throat, a phantom vestige of humanity trying to bypass the encryption. You walk to the broken man, take the compass from his trembling hand. The rough wood feels foreign against your manicured fingers. "Put him in a dinghy," you say. Your voice sounds brittle, steel fracturing. "Row him to the mainland, cover the tavern's taxes. If he returns, execute the protocol." He collapses sobbing as enforcers drag him out. You stand alone, undisputed sovereign. You have destroyed dynasties, manipulated economies, built an empire of pure fear. But staring at the cracked glass of the compass that never pointed north, the truth compiles. You control the entire ocean, and you are entirely, completely empty.